You're good, Maurice.
Hi, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get the festivities started here today. So if we can all kind of corral in. Testing, testing. Hello. Welcome, everyone. My name's Maurice Perigo. I'm here to welcome you all to today's event. It's the lab and training facility groundbreaking ceremony. Really exciting times for us today. Our agenda for today is going to have our executives from both agencies come up and tell us some words. Talk about how important this project is for both agencies. After their remarks, we'll get a chance to go across the street to do the actual ceremonial part of this groundbreaking ceremony, the fun part. We'll have pictures from the execs. We'll want the project teams up there. We'd love to see some other agencies. We'll have it all coordinated for us up to take some pictures. For the last half hour of the event, we'll bring it back across the street for a breakout session where you can engage with our project teams. I want to thank ZGF Architects for helping to get this project in development, Corsmo Construction for making it nice and safe out there and actually bringing this project to life. Our scientists, our technicians, our support staff that are all providing the inspiration for this project. Really excited to get things going today, and want to thank facilities from both agencies, our safety teams from both agencies, our communications teams from both agencies. It definitely takes a village to get us where we're at today. So just want to get things kicked off, and I'd love to introduce Joel Sachs, the Director of Labor and Industries, to come up and give us some words, followed immediately by Derek Sanderson, Director of Washington State Department of Agriculture. Thank you.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Kind of feels like a family reunion, getting together with people we haven't seen for far, far too long, but it is great to be here together and celebrate something pretty special. So I am really excited to be here, and I want to thank all of our partners from the Department of Agriculture for joining us for this really momentous event that we have today. And I say this is momentous because this did not happen overnight. Some of you may know that we've actually been planning this for more than 20 years. And that's just an incredibly long time. We actually started thinking about the fact that we needed a new lab back in February of 2001. And in some ways, what sort of triggered that for us was the Nisqually earthquake. And I can remember I was actually working in our Tumwater building right here on that earthquake. I was up on the 5th floor, and that building is designed to actually withstand an earthquake. So we shook back and forth. And after that, we all evacuated the building. I was standing right about here, and we were talking about, well, what do we do next? How do we recover from such a momentous event, not really knowing what was happening across the state? And as we started thinking about it, one of the things we realized is we were fortunate to be in a building like this one that could actually withstand an earthquake. But then we were thinking about some of our other facilities and how would they be able to withstand something this large and this momentous. And if you think about the work that you all do in the laboratories that you represent, we're going to need you when, and unfortunately I'm going to say when and not if, we see a tragedy like that occurred in February of 2001. And so being in a space where we will be able to have you all located in a building just like this one that will withstand the earthquake is something pretty spectacular. And talking about sort of being able to withstand, I want to take a minute and thank one person for whom we would not be here without her commitment, resilience, and hard work. Is Janet Kenny here? Janet, can you raise your hand? Janet, you have been the vision behind this for so many years, and your resilience and your commitment and your willingness to stick to it. We know the number of years that we went to the legislature and asked for support, the amount of work that we had to do and redo. And I just want to thank you because so many of us are going to benefit from the work that you've done over these last number of years, and we're looking forward to being able to celebrate the opening of our building with you. And again, I want to congratulate you for all you've done and getting us to this point today. Can we have another round of applause for Janet, please? So the other thing that is pretty special about this building is it's also going to provide an opportunity to have one place where we can train all of our safety and health staff. Because right now, part of our training requires actually having to go out and find people who will let us borrow their space, borrow some of their construction sites, so we can actually train our new staff on how to promote safety in the workplace. Well, with the land that we're going to have and the labs that we're going to build and the training facility, we're going to have a state-of-the-art place to be able to train our safety inspectors. And in many ways, I want to mention that because today is an important day. And in many ways, the idea of breaking ground on a safety facility on November 1st is incredibly important, because it was 110 years ago today, November 1st of 1911, that we had a tragedy here in Washington State. And that was a few miles south of here in Chehalis, where we had an explosion that killed 8 young workers. Now, these were young women, girls as young as 14, ranging to 20, at the Imperial Powder Company in Chehalis, November 1st, 1911. And in many ways, that event that we commemorate today is the anchor of what we do in our worker safety and health community. We recognize that workplace tragedies are absolutely and categorically preventable. And the idea of having a facility that is designed toward preventing those things from occurring is a reminder of the important work that we do each and every day. And I am equally excited to be able to say that this lab is going to be different than any other facility that I know of in the state. We're building it here on our land, and we are doing it in partnership with the Department of Agriculture, recognizing that this is a wonderful opportunity for the state to come together to be able to identify and build something that enables not just L&I, but a fellow agency to be able to meet the needs that we have to be able to serve our citizens of the state. So as we gather today, I want to thank you all for bringing us to this important event. I want to anchor us in the importance of worker safety and health, and I want to welcome our friends from the Department of Agriculture, who will now truly be our partners as we move toward this next stage of being in a space where together we're going to be able to do great things for the citizens of Washington. So thank you all. Looking forward to coming together again at the ribbon cutting. And I want to introduce my partner, Derek Sanderson from the Department of Agriculture, to also say a few words. Derek. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Joel, and welcome everybody. Glad you could make it today. This is a really important day for the Department of Agriculture as well as the Department of Labor and Industries. I mean, this is a really special project. I think Assistant Director Steve Fuller, who's here, will join me in saying this is it's a major upgrade for our department. And I want to thank Joel and our partners at Department of Labor and Industries for bringing this important project to fruition. So the collaboration between WSDA and L&I on this facility will save taxpayer money in the long run and will make the best use of our agency resources. Project was funded through a $53.2 million appropriation, capital budget appropriation from the state legislature back in 2019. The new L&I WSDA Safety and Health Laboratory and Training Center, that's a mouthful, but it's descriptive, right? Will provide 53,000 square feet of working space with room for several laboratories, offices, and conference rooms. 6 laboratories will relocate to the new building from WSDA, and that the building is being custom designed for their work. All 4 of our food safety and consumer services division labs will be moving from our existing facility down on Cleveland Avenue in Tumwater out to the new facility. And that includes our food microbiology, dairy, animal feed, and our research laboratories. These highly specialized labs protect the safety and integrity of the state's human and animal food supply. They basically test packaged food, ready-to-eat food and animal feed and pet food to make sure that they're safe for consumption. They're also part of the nationwide food testing and laboratory network responding to food contamination emergencies. The staff at these food safety labs have been crucial partners with FDA and state and local health authorities in several high-profile food safety and foodborne disease illness outbreaks in recent years, and I'm really happy to know that they're going to have state-of-the-art facilities to work with moving forward. Two of our plant protection laboratories will also be here, the plant pathology lab and the entomology lab, also known as the bug lab. So these facilities help protect the state's natural resources and agriculture by identifying and studying harmful pests and plant diseases. One of the most popular specimens that's currently at our entomology lab is one you may have heard about in the news, the world's largest species of hornet that some have called the murder hornet. So that's where when we find these critters, that's where they go for testing and verification, genetic verification. So all these functions will move to a space especially designed for this laboratory work. It's a huge improvement, again, over our current space. The Cleveland building, where 5 of our 6 labs are currently housed, is an older building in Tumwater, and it was originally a warehouse. So we've had problems with the electrical system failing, the HVAC system failing, the floors are uneven, and you have to constantly recalibrate equipment. So this will be just a major upgrade for our department moving forward. This new building will not only be a beautifully designed, state-of-the-art structure, but it'll also set up our lab operations for success for decades to come. So I want to thank the state legislature for appropriating the funds for the project, to thank LNI for working so hard on its development, and thank ZGF Architects for their remarkable design. So we look forward to the many mutual benefits of sharing this state-of-the-art facility with our partners at LNI. Thank you. Good.
All right, thank you very much, Derek. Thank you, Joel, for your leadership, for your sponsorship, for really giving us the opportunity to do some really great things. We're going to go across the street now to take some pictures to actually commemorate this event. The first picture will be our executives. We'll try to get them in there. We do have hard hats and vests for the folks that are going to be taking pictures. If you're holding a shovel, we want you safe. Executive Plus is going to be the next round of pictures where we want our teams to all pile in. Basically, everybody here, we'd love to get this big group picture in there for a nice groundbreaking ceremonial picture. And then we'll separate and go with L&I team, and then a picture with WSDA. And after that, we can get the project teams together and take some more pictures, and then we can come back over here for a more informal engagement with the folks that are really designing and building this project. So really looking forward to that. Ruben, you got some? What's that? Yeah, so be safe on the pathway. Try to stay on the street. And we've got a nice compacted gravel path going out there, and make sure you spread out when you are out on the other side of the street.